2. Peace, peace, peace. This is the International Sales and Marketing Hitman, joined by my man, Tech Amaku, out there in Oakland, California. And you already know what it is. We back, baby. We back. You heard? Oh, yeah. I still got the sound effect. Still got the sound effect. Nick, holla at the family, man.
We back like a chiropractor forgot something.
Forgot to crack their bones. Thanks, man. Yeah, man. Notary Insights Live is the new show. We're taking in we're sharing knowledge. We want you guys to chime in at any time. Put your comments in. Let me try to get my camera, but Tech, it's been a while, man.
Man. I missed this, and I know that the people are out there and they support us, and we love you guys, man. We really do appreciate it. But we got a good reasons. We wasn't going just because we were missing in action. We were actually had a very important mission.
And what was that mission, Tech?
As you can see, look right there. Hey Sabrina.ai. We had the gift that keeps on giving. This is the ultimate companion, ultimate sales agent, the ultimate system for any type of notary public who's running a business. And I want to be very, very specific when I talk about a business. Somebody who is operating a notary business operation, and you want to be hands off. I'm talking phones. You got a full-time job. You work part-time. You got other side hustle that you operate. Man, we're infusing technology into this industry, and this is the next generation. This is for anybody who wants to truly, and I mean really, level up and take it to the next step.
Yeah, we didn't leave you guys hanging, man. We were in the laboratory, man. Doing some Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of potion to bring to the forefront. So sometimes you just got to go dark. Had to shut down, shut off social media with all the noise that was going on and elections and everything like that. And we had to go in, and that's exact. And we came out with Sabrina, which is a very high-powered notary system. And shout out to all the notaries too, because I heard you guys really like that we designed something specifically for the notary industry. Like, I really appreciate that, man. A general by the name of Coach T gave me the heads up on that. And shout out to Coach T. Shout out to Andre Hatchett. They're helping us push the Sabrina movement. But yeah, Tech, what have you been hearing lately though in these notary streets?
Oh, words on the street that loan signing is back.
Okay.
That summer's approaching, so people are gearing up for conference season. People are going to be traveling, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing because you're right on time, and that's what Sabrina is going to do. It's going to help you get more clients.
Hey, where did loan signing go?
Oh, loan signing was MIA too.
Oh, were they?
People were breaking up with it like a bad girlfriend, like a bad ex. Yeah, they were dumping it. So many people were jumping ship to field inspections, to apostilles. People were jumping ship to fingerprinting. People were jumping ship to permit running, to wedding officiants. I mean, I can go on and on and on. The list, people were just jumping ship, but now it sounds like and then not to mention people were just leaving the industry altogether. Now I'm here to say, man, you don't have to leave the industry. You could do this. How long do you plan on doing this? How long do you plan on being involved with this industry?
Who, me personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not leaving.
You see?
I may dip off, you know what I mean, for a second, but that's only to come back into the industry with something new and improved. So no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. So I mean, there's people who dip out. They try to go into content creation. They got all kind of. I get it. People, their interest changes. Like they
Yes.
change your mind. That's all good. Nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, if you truly love this industry, and I know you do, otherwise you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't just do this.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe you would. But if you truly love this industry, then you don't have to leave. Like Cameron said to Mace, it's all good. You can come back home. So we just want to make that easy for people, man. I'm excited, man. We're not talking about documents. We talk about how to get clients. Number one, how to execute an agency, how to be efficient, how to book appointments, outsource them, how to stay professional, how to communicate. All those things are important. Those are the things that you don't really hear about. You hear about where you should sign your name. You hear about how to fill out an acknowledgement or a jurat. Listen, man. Yeah, I ain't saying that's not important. I'm just saying if you don't have no clients, then you're not going to put none of that stuff to work. None of that. You're not going to be able to apply any of that information if you don't have clients. So that's what Sabrina's all about, man. It's try to help you guys market. Only marketing I do is Google Ads. Thumbtack is a wrap. I'm done with Thumbtack. I'm about to go on the tear with them.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's probably my biggest news right there too. In addition to Sabrina,
Mr. Thumbtack himself.
I'm putting him on hold. Put it that way. Let's put him on hold.
Okay, I got you. I got
Put him on ice.
But no, this is important because seasons change, some things rearrange, as Lauryn Hill would say, right? And in 2025, if you've been a notary for at least your whole commission, you have witnessed a lot of change happening into the industry. I just got alerted from Google that said that I've been a notary now for 7 years. I didn't even know that 7 years went by that quick, right? But a lot has happened in those 7 years, man. A lot has happened since I wrote my first book. There wasn't notarize.com, or it wasn't as popular as it is now, remote online notarizations, which was, from my statistics, it shows that thing is growing like 33% since its introduction into the notary industry. It's amazing how this notary industry is evolving now that there's more and more technology. And then you take AI and you throw AI in this thing, man. This is like, this ain't the notary industry your moms used to do. This is a whole different game now, man. Like the possibilities are endless. I believe there's going to be quite a few millionaire notaries out here that come out of this gate, man, as a one-man show.
Really?
As a one-man show where they are operating as the, command center, but they will be dispatching so much work to other notaries. There was a time where people really, really hated signing services. But when you really look at it from hindsight, signing service saved a lot of notaries' asses out here. When those title companies and escrow companies wasn't calling you, the signing services worked because they were getting work from multiple different places. So they were getting stuff from private clients, corporate clients. So I see that being a big thing. Signing services are going to make a huge boom because they know how to get clients.
Yes.
And if you can't get a client, you better hope you know someone that knows how to get a client.
Real talk.
So
Straight up,
I
man.
believe that they are like the seasoned marketers of today, where they're allowing a lot of notaries to still eat, because one thing I could say about signing services, you could say that, they're lowballing, but I call that business. They're going to lowball. You're supposed, what's the old saying goes, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate, right?
Right.
So by them going low, your job is to go high. You meet somewhere in between, or if it looks good to you. But signing services are lead generating machines. That's what they do. They don't even plan on running all of those notary assignments. They plan on farming them out. This is a bird's eye view of what a signing service is doing now. Um, so I see with AI, remote online notarizations, and the way things are, escalating, uh, with more 1.25 billion notarizations every year. That number is expected to go up. Um, there's going to be a lot of opportunity out here for notaries, more than there ever been. So, I'm glad that we have what we have, with Sabrina right now, to help notaries capture all of those leads, because you're going to get a lot of phone calls. You're going to get a lot of texts coming in. I beat up on the importance of how power of attorneys are in extreme high demand. Extreme high demand. If I'm not mistaken, it has gone up 385%.
Yeah, and it's only going up too.
385%, Tech, in
And
the
the
last
thing is,
last
uh,
5 years.
that may scare some people, man. That because how many times have we called the notary and then we ask them, "Hey, how much do you charge for a power of attorney?" Or and they don't even give us a price. They just say that they've never done it before.
Mhm.
They say, "I haven't done that before." What do they do then? So that person who is unfamiliar with not just how to execute it, but how to price it. I mean, how about people who don't even know what a power of attorney is? They don't
Mhm.
even know. There's notaries out there who don't know really what a power of attorney really is. So how could you expect them to be comfortable with that? How could you? And I don't, man. You can take as many classes as you want. You can take as many courses. If I ask you what is a power of attorney, do you know really what it is?
Hmm.
So that question out there, especially going to, because you pointed something out, you say that the industry is really skewing younger, is really getting younger with it's not your mom's notary public industry. This is a much youthful injection of energy into this industry, especially with the advancement in the evolution of the technology. So it's
Mhm.
just attracting people who don't want to, who may not have seen the traditional work type of lifestyle. They want to have something that's much more flexible, and it's something that has um, this edge, this technology edge.
Yeah.
So using this like AI, and when we talk about using AI, we're not talking about using AI to draft emails to solicit and to spam title companies. We're talking about using AI to book appointments,
Mhm.
process payments. So so the notaries who are coming into this industry, and you're brand new, you're brand new. You just got commissioned like yesterday. I mean, you just got your stamp in the mail like half an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? This is a good time, don't you think?
Absolutely. Here's the thing, right? The Generation X, Generation Z, and I believe no, it might be the millennials, right? They have realized how the shift has really changed. And I'll give you an example because I got my calculator here, right? So let's say you're getting paid $20 an hour and at a typical job, and you're going to work 8 hours a job, 8 hours in that job. Your take home that for that day is $160. Now you have to, now what the millennials, Gen Z is realizing is that, wait a minute, if I simply structure my notary business correctly, I can make that in one appointment, which will only take 1 hour. So they're putting the apples and oranges together and say, all right, look, I could do this thing over here and work 8 hours a day, and I get dictated my schedule. You know, I'm doing all of these things. Yes, I'll get some benefits, some health benefits and stuff like that, but I'm not running a business. I won't be able to also access the business credit that is being available to me. Like there's so many things. And I love the way people are really doing these apple and orange comparisons because they're realizing like, if I just put in the work right now, I will be able to benefit from this for just 1 hour. 1 hour of work can pay for something that I would normally do for 8 hours. If I do 8 of these appointments, which will be 8 hours, I have the entire week free.
Wow.
You know, and I have the potential of making even more money. See, your money is capped if you're doing the, you know, getting paid $20 an hour. And I'm actually above minimum wage. That's not what that's not what a lot of people are getting paid. So
No.
I actually bumped it up to $20 an hour. But the fact is that you have the ability to really take control over your time and your money again, in a whole different aspect. And that's just one part of it. Now, what if you start creating auxiliary products and services around that? What if you start creating this and then you create a book and then you create, you know what I mean? Like just a whole bunch of other things around your notary business. Now that 160 became 260, 260 became 460, and it just goes up from there. So I love the way the industry is moving right now, bro. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, and this wouldn't be Notary Insights without that
Mhm.
level of insight. Like that's some information that you'll only hear from somebody who's experienced that and you've seen both sides. I mean, think about that. Somebody who's earning $20 an hour, which is in California, is near the minimum wage, believe it or not. So somebody at McDonald's can make $20 an hour working at McDonald's. And I remember during the pandemic time when a after there's an afternoon where I worked full time. It was like 6 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And when I left on my way home, I knocked out 2 appointments. It took
Mhm.
about 15 to 20 minutes each. And I did the math, just like you said, man. I pulled out the calculator, and in that day, I earned in that so those 2 appointments, I earned just $4 shy of what I earned in that entire 8-hour shift.
Mm.
Think about that, man. I know y'all
Yeah.
might not be impressed, but I sure the hell was. I was impressed. I said, "Whoa!" In just 1 hour, hour and a half, a little bit less than that, including the travel time, I earned just $4 shy of what I did in that entire 8-hour shift.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it is not to say that people can't. I mean, we want to put it this way: you have flexibility, you have options, and now, if you ever thought about whether or not you should even try to pursue something like that, with the advent of this technology, especially with Sabrina, you now can dip your toes you can test it. You can see just how it would look. Just you can get an idea of just how it looks without even going full all the way in.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would suggest you guys book a free demo. Check it out for yourself. See what she can actually do for your notary business. Again, we let's talk about how we actually came to having Sabrina current day.
Oh
So,
man, yeah. What
you know,
a fun story, man. Fun story.
yeah, isn't it? Hold on. We got shout out to Natural Jesse. She says Sabrina is such a great tool, especially for Ron. I'm setting it up, taking my time to learn it, and I know it's going to be a game changer. I primarily do Ron, so it's going to be amazing. And it's perfect for Ron because again, Ron has, it is technology, right? So the fact
Right.
that you can put that together, Jesse, is is huge. And I want to shout out to you because you had the foresight to also see where the notary industry is actually going. Sometimes we're so
Big.
boggled in the trenches. We're so heavy in the trenches. I was telling Tech this. I was like, if Google didn't ban me the way they did, I would have still been moving my notary business in that direction. And if I moved into that direction, I probably wouldn't be a part of something so fantastic and so groundbreaking. So something that I thought was evil was actually a blessing. It was
So,
actually a
yeah.
blessing.
So before we tell a Sabrina origin story, tell them maybe for those who don't know, tell them how you was running with Google, how and then how that sort of
Yeah.
came down.
So I right before I got banned from Google, um, I had 70 Google business listings, right? That was the peak that I hit. My peak was 70, right? And it was scattered all across the United States, from Jersey, New York, Cali, Colorado, you name it, it was there. Because what I understood was, I'll give an example here. I got my little sketch pad for you guys. What I understood early on with the notary industry was, especially Google My Business, is that once you set up your Google business listing, right? Let's say this is your Google business listing. You probably can't even see it. That sucks. Yeah.
Hold it on your chest. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's not showing up. There you go.
Okay. Right. So that is your Google listing right there. So what would happen is your Google listing would radiate a certain amount of mileage. So if I created a Google listing in Chicago, Google listing would only radiate, I estimated, a strong 25 miles, right?
Okay.
25 miles. I'm writing upside down in this joint. You heard? So I figured if it only radiates about 25 miles, what if I create another one over here and another one over here and another one over here? Now I have more listings that are kind of like crossing into each other. And now I can get more business. And that model worked. It worked like no other.
Powerful.
So I kept going. I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And now Tech knows, because I've told him before, I said, I don't expect my business model to last long, because what I was doing was, in their eyes, is that I was monopolizing the industry. Google thought I was monopolizing shit, right? These guys number one in search engines, and they hated on little old me for pretty much taking a page out of their playbook. Ain't that
Hilarious.
something? So um, that that worked very well. I was able to eat very well, and I was able to break bread with a lot of great notaries, a lot of notaries that I'm able to have strong relationships today, like my brother Tech, right? So the those situations work very well. Today, no Google listing, maybe one. I probably got like one or two of them, and I do notarizations for private clients now. I'm not in these streets like I used to, but I never left the notary industry.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting because when I've read that story inside the Rise of the Smart Notary, when I read that, I had never heard anything like that.
Mhm.
And see, that told me, I said to myself, okay, I want to do something like that. But I have a problem. My problem, and this is going to feed right into how Sabrina came about, right? I want to do that, but my problem is I still work. And if I still work, if and when something does come up, I want to be able to guarantee the appointment. I mean, I'm going to charge people in advance. Thanks, shout out to Andre C. Hatchett. I'm always going to collect in advance, and in order for me to collect in advance, I got to guarantee the appointment. Worst case scenario, you refund somebody. I get that, but I'm not in the business to try to refund people. So what I did was I started just in the backyard and just took over the city. And I put up ads all over the city, just strategically based on zip codes and search results. And I only wanted to do appointments that where people paid in advance. If they wanted to pay in person, I cut you off.
Mhm.
Very strict business model.
Now, why did you do that?
Because if I were to, for one, I wanted to be able to outsource the appointment. And if I can't pay the notary, then I can't recruit them. That was the one selling point. Oh, yeah, we can pay you faster than a signing service. We can pay you same day.
Okay.
So in order for me to pay them same day, then I have to pay them first. And then also, Rise of Smart Notary, that gym was in there. You know, once you once you control the money, then now you could actually maneuver a lot easier. So that's where Calendly came up. And at that time, nobody was using Calendly like that. That's where the phone service came up. And at that time, notaries didn't even answer. I mean, still to this day, notaries don't answer the phone. We were just on the thing the other day. Notary, number one result in Google, didn't pick up the phone. I mean, there's literally like three people. They had a team of three people. Like, let me ask you this. At what time, like how early in the morning would you expect, like, for sure somebody's going to answer the phone? What time would you say, all right, I know without a doubt there will be somebody answering the phone?
9.
Okay. I would say 10. Would you say 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So it was about 10:30 when we called this person. It was right after the operating room. It might have even been like 9:30. Might have been like 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Nobody answered. And this is Vegas too, by the way. It was Vegas, not the smallest market in the world. Like there are people there. So I knew that people wasn't answering the phone, and I knew that people were missing the opportunity to. It's like the cable company. I can be there between the hours of 2 and 5, or I can be there at exactly 1:30. Which one would you prefer? And for
Exactly at
people,
8:30. Yeah.
man, people who want notaries, they want it exactly then, and that's how Sabrina came about. So we tested it, we refined it, the right questions: who, who's there, where do you live, what type of ID do you have, and then the price point. The only thing left was to figure out the price point. And as you know, the price, it matters, but it don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It matters, but it don't really matter, does it? They don't really care about the price. People don't really care about the price. People care about you communicating one message to them. When can you get here? That's what they care about. And Sabrina can answer that question 100 times too. So yeah, shout out to people like Jessica who has the foresight to see that, man. Take advantage. Early adoption is always going to be powerful. People who take advantage of the technology when it's in its early stages.
So I put up a recent market survey that shows that notaries who extend their availability by just 2 extra hours per week see an average of increase is 12% of that, right? So, like you said, man, between you, I could be there between 2 and 5, or I could be there exactly at this time. So, extending, doing some holiday. I made some good bread on holiday hours, and they expected the price to be a little bit higher because of the extended hours, right?
Right.
Well, it's Thanksgiving. It took me no time. I remember specifically. I'll share this story. I remember specifically having Thanksgiving at my sister-in-law's house, and I got a phone call, and the lady was like, "Hey, look, I need to get this document done. You're the only one available. Uh, can you meet me today, bro?" Literally, I ran out there to the nearest Starbucks. They met with me, did the notarization for like 225. It was like some real estate document, and got back home before they even cut the turkey.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like this job doesn't handcuff you unless you want to be handcuffed. Maybe you like that S&M BNS shit. Yeah, I don't know. You might be into that bondage stuff. You know what I mean? Like being handcuffed and all that. But I don't like restriction. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't like to be chained down to anything. Nothing. I'd
Take
like
off the handcuffs, man.
I'd like to be free. So I went out there, did the notarization, came back within like 40 minutes, man, and it was done. Little things like that can increase your profitability by so much.
What
Taking
do you say to
advantage
people? What do you
of
say to the person who says there's no money in notary?
that's a person that does either don't know what they're doing in the notary business or they're not in the notary business.
I
I just
agree,
got in
man.
the notary business. I mean, like, you can't tell me I didn't make no money. I got proof. My bank accounts to show you that I made money in the notary industry. And so will a lot of other people that are in our groups, our Discord and our coaching programs and stuff. They've made money. So that's a farce.
Yeah, business models are different, man. You gotta understand this this industry is highly individualized. The way that somebody does it in Virginia or Florida or Texas or Ohio, California, it really could vary. So whenever I hear somebody says, I'm just throw out a number. Somebody says, "Oh, I got $100 for an apostille," right? And then that might impress some people, but it might not impress other people. But to me, I'm thinking if if I'm answering the question, well, what is the question that people are asking? And can I do it faster? Can I do it cheaper? Can I do it more efficient? And what are the opportunities that I'm missing? And if you think about your own life, if you shop online or you shop in person, what would make it a better experience? If it was faster, if it was less, you know, confusion, like would you enjoy it better? People think that when they're ordering a notary, man, I wish this was faster. I wish it was more convenient. Damn, I wish there was a way that they took cards. How many notaries do Cash App still? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people don't have websites? I'm talking the basic stuff, man. I'm talking the simple stuff. How many people don't have business phone numbers? How many people try to work out a deal with a signing service or a title company and they don't have a professional email and the signing service. Listen, you're going to get rejected before you even walk in the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to step it up, y'all. It's really time to step it up. It's 2025, and some of y'all are still wondering why this ain't working for you. And I can tell you why. I can take one look at you and tell you why. So we got solutions. There's no more excuses now.
Yeah, this survey 2023. Now we just entered 2025, so there's not enough data for 2025, but a 2023 industry survey revealed that notaries who regularly review and adjust their pricing strategies earn an average of 18% more per month. Many notaries undervalue their services, but the truth is that clients will often pay more money, and pay attention to these three: reliability, professionalism, and convenience. Convenience, I would put that first and foremost. The fact that you can be there at 8:30 exactly, and you're not spacing out your time like your Xfinity. We might have somebody there between midnight and midnight the next day.
Yeah.
Just be open for all of that. Like that's crazy talk, man. If you could give them that high level of convenience where you don't have to leave your house, you don't have to find a babysitter, you don't have to pack grandma into the car, you don't have that level of convenience, people pay for that. My buddy, shout out to London, did a audit on himself and realized that he had spent over $3,000 on Uber Eats. There go convenience for your ass right there. Over $3,000 in just 1 month, though, Tech. In Uber Eats.
That's impressive.
And he said, this is what he told me. He said that the level of convenience was there because his daughter would be at home. So he had to watch his daughter, and it was more convenient for him to just keep doing what he was doing, which he's a really big influencer on business credit. Shout out to him. Go look at his channel, Business as Usual, on YouTube. He'll teach you how to, tap into that business credit for sure, for sure. We're going to get him on this show as well so he can talk to you guys. But the fact that he didn't have to get his daughter dressed, and we're in Chicago, we're in Illinois, so it gets really, really cold out here. He doesn't have to start up the car, warm it up, drive out, grab something to eat. He may not want to eat at the restaurant. Then he would have to grab the food, then come back home, get everything, take all your coats off and your boots. Floor is now wet. There's a lot to that. So never underestimate the level of convenience that you're offering to notarize a legal document.
Yeah, where I had a woman the other day call me from a church, and she was doing a deed transfer. Elderly woman, her and her husband, they called and they wanted to speak to somebody. They called multiple times. You can go to the website. You can handle everything self-service. That's the best, more convenient way to do it. But some people would like to speak to somebody, so she called, and I walked her through it. And I told her, yeah, it's still $117. She was like, what? I said, yeah, so $117. That's actually just where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, oh, I'll change my mind. No, thank you. But do you think she changed her mind? No, she didn't change her mind. So, again, we talk about notary insights here. Let me teach you guys something here. So what happens when somebody says, you know what? No, thank you. Never mind. Most notaries will just fold. They'll, like it's laundry day, they'll just fold and then just let that person walk away. See, those days are done. You don't have to do that anymore. So I say, listen, do you need the document today? She's like, yeah. See, this is a question you can come right back to them. And I know nobody talks to you about that. Nobody tells you what you can say. Nobody tells you how to. I know there's people who talk about they have opinions about what you should say on the phone, how you're gonna interact. But have you ever seen them on the phone? Have you ever heard them on the phone? How do you know what they're saying works? So I'm telling you right now. I mean, we got video, we got proof of this. So somebody says, "Hey, it's cost too much," just like in this moment situation. I say, "Listen, you need it today?" They're like, "Yeah, I kind of do need it today." I say, "Sure, okay, 117." The lady, like, or do you want it right now, like in the next half hour? Say, "No, well, I can wait. I think I can wait." Okay, cool. I understand how these documents are very sensitive, and I know how these documents can be super urgent. So now we're talking sales strategy right here, right?
Mhm.
So instead of, she says, "Oh, well, my husband is kind of elderly and he can't really drive. You do need it." I'm like, "Sure, you do. Worst case scenario, you change your mind, you cancel it, or you reschedule. If something comes up, we understand. But these documents, they have a tendency to get rejected when they're rushed and they're not executed correctly. These things happen. They have to be recorded, don't they? Like, yeah, this got to go to, yeah, we got to take this down to the recorder's office. Yeah, you know what they do down there? They actually look for reasons to reject these documents. So if something happens, at least we'll come back out there for free of charge, redo it." She goes, "Yeah, you know what? I guess you're right. It is important, and I really don't have a lot of time, and I do need to get this taken care of. So yeah, let me go ahead and do this. Can you guarantee that somebody will be here?" "Absolutely, because you'll get a confirmation email, you'll get a courtesy text reminder, an update, and if something changes, you can always give us a call, or you can reply to those courtesy text messages, or you can reply to those emails, and somebody will be right there with you." That's the level of professionalism, convenience, right? That people, they appreciate that and they expect that. So, it's nice that technology allows you to do that nowadays. And those who take advantage of it, those who recognize it, those are going to be the ones who are going to end up, on the winning side.
Mhm. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that's on here right now. For those that want to book an exclusive demo to see how Sabrina can help your notary business, go to heysabrina.ai. That's heysabrina.ai. Book an exclusive demo. We can show you better than we could tell you. So book your free exclusive demo to see how Sabrina can help your notary business scale up today. So, Tech, I have this. There's this Harvard Business Review study that shows that businesses that respond to inquiries within 1 hour are seven times more likely to qualify a lead compared to those who wait a few hours longer. Now, for notaries, being the first to respond can often mean securing the deal because we're dealing with a product that doesn't require $1,000. It's not an astronomical number, so we can actually close deals right there on the spot. That's why it's probably much higher than a 7% closing rate. But
Yeah.
what happens in the notary industry? Most notaries aren't answering their phone. So I did the calculation, right? There's 1.25 billion notarizations that happen every single year. There are 4.4 million notaries in the United States. So when you do the math on that, that is about 4 notarizations per notary
Wow.
per week, right? Now, when a lot of the notaries are not answering their phone calls for whatever reason, maybe they're at an assignment, maybe they at their full-time job, the overflow goes to the next notary. So if that notary was unable to answer a certain amount of phone calls within that week, somebody has to do those four.
To
That's
be
why
there.
you'll see notaries making six figures in a year because they're receiving the overflow. Now, here's the math that's not spoken of. There is a high underserved population that cannot get notarizations or not readily receive notarizations because either they live in a rural area, or maybe the schedule, maybe there's no mobile notary, traveling notaries in their area. There's a lot of factors in there, but there is a very, very large underserved population out there. And I can guarantee you that's going to happen in your neck of the woods as well. So being clipped up and ready for war with this notary business can be extremely lucrative for you. And we're not even talking about the tapping into business credit and growing your business and getting funding and capital. That's a whole different other game where you can really just blow up your business. But yeah, Tech, with that being said, man, any final words? We're about to jump off real quick.
Nah, that's it. It's just, listen, there's three things that if you just got commissioned yesterday, three things you should be worried about or you should be thinking about. Number one, how to get appointments. That's it. You're a startup. The most important thing that a startup does is make money. That's all you should be worried about. If you don't make any money, you're not going to be open for very long. Number one, business is continuous. You got to be able to business. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to have fun. Number two, personality-wise, working on how do you interact with these clients when you're at somebody's home or in somebody's office or at the nursing home. Number three, then you worry about the documents. Too often people do it in opposite order. They worry about the documents. How do I stamp this? Where do I put my name? Make sure I don't put this upside down. You're going to worry yourself to death. All right. You're going to be bugging out for way longer than you have to. You got to go in that order. Number one, you got to get clients. You have to get appointments. There's no substitute for that. Number two, now worry about your personal communication and then how you interact with families. Do you kiss babies? Do you shake the dog's hand? Do you take your shoes off before you go into the house? Do you then you start worrying about the documents, start worrying about different forms of power of attorneys and all that other stuff. I would argue if you just got commissioned yesterday, that's how you approach this industry, just like that.
And final words, you guys, man, if you have not booked your exclusive demo with Sabrina, do that. It is designed specifically for notaries, no one else, no other industry. We put our everything that we know, all of our knowledge, all of our skills, and then we partnered up with AI, and you have it, man. So book your exclusive demo at heysabrina.ai. That's heysabrina.ai.
Yes,